Alright team, what's going on? Back with another workout review for you guys. Crushed some legs, but a little bit of a different format today. If you saw my last video, I went for a pretty heavy rack pull, which is pretty intense in the lower back. So today, is a really good video to show you how I'm kind of changing these things up for, again, listening to my own body and what I need, which is to kind of decompress my back. So this is a really good kind of workout review to show you guys how, yes, some exercises are still kind of putting a little tension on that lower back, but overall I'm doing a few different things to really kind of elongate that spine and kind of open that spine back up. Because again, if you saw that video yesterday, that rack pull is kind of compressing my spine, and because all the weight is in front of me, pulling me down towards the ground. So again, overall, today is gonna be a really good workout review. So with that said, be sure to subscribe with those notifications turned on. You don't wanna be missing out all these reviews and kind of little tips and tricks as I'm going through these. We're almost coming up on that halfway marker for this 30-day transformation. I'm super excited. Starting to feel a little bit better, and definitely see some noticing some differences in my body as well. So anywho, let's get right into this exercise. I do have my laptop here in front of you guys, so finally back to kind of the standard workout review, but I will be throwing up these exercises on the full screen, or at least a little bit bigger, so you guys can see, again, a little bit more detailed of what I'm doing. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Like I was saying earlier, the focus of today was to incorporate some good leg exercises, but really decompress the spine. So as one of my warm-ups, this exercise here isn't actually like a full-blown exercise, or like full-blown like hard-working set, but it's more of a warm-up just to, again, elongate my spine. So one thing to note in here is you can see that at the bottom is kind of pulling my legs down towards the ground as the band is wrapped around my ankles there, which kind of, again, opens up my spine and kind of elongates it, just to, again, kind of decompress what I compressed yesterday in that rack pull. And then moving on to our first actual working sets was actually the leg press. So again, arguably you're still putting a little bit of some tension on that spine, but it's definitely not as kind of intense as a typical back squat, where you have that bar literally on your back, kind of forcing your whole entire back to engage and, again, compress that spine a little bit. So the goal here was to get up to a normal heavy working set of 10, and then, as you can see in this next clip here, I went with a full drop set. So I'm gonna talk through a little bit, and then I might put on some music to finish it out, or just speed it up as I talk through this, just because it is a pretty long clip here. But this is one thing I really want you guys to try at home. Go ahead and find a leg press in your gym. Hopefully, if you do have a home gym that has it, that's awesome too. But in your local gym, you should have a leg press. Go ahead and, like I said, work up as I did in that first set into that heavy working set. And then, as you can see here, now I'm doing basically the same thing for my first set, where I'm going up to 10 reps. Still have a little bit left in the tank. This definitely isn't super, super heavy, so I could probably go up to maybe even 12 to 15 reps, but I'm just keeping that in the tank because, as you can see, I'm dropping I'm dropping one plate after each set. So as you can see, as soon as I'm done with those reps, I go ahead and drop one plate off of each side, and then right back into it. Now the goal isn't always to get 10 reps on each go. It's kind of to really push it until you start to feel that burn, that lactic acid buildup, and starting to fatigue. You don't want to completely grind out every single rep, but by the end of this, as you can see, I think I did 5 plates here, so 5 different drop sets there. You should be pretty tired. You should be feeling pretty weak, pretty exhausted at this point. Your legs should be on fire, but it's a really good way to, again, get some really heavy work into those quads and legs in general, but not put a lot of tension with a barbell directly on your back. So it's a really cool one. I want you guys to definitely go ahead and try that by yourself, see how it feels. Maybe have a buddy to help you out with a drop set, but overall it's a really good one. And then coming up into this next clip here, we are seeing a little bit of a superset. So I went with a little bit more of a kind of athletic superset here, and grabbed that sled, threw on 2 plates, which definitely wasn't a ton of weight, but it allowed me to move at a relatively fast pace, and again, and not putting a ton of tension in my body, kind of because I'm pushing through my hands, eventually will transfer through my spine. So the point is, again, to not stress yourself out with a ton of weight, but to still keep that really good body position and get some good blood flow. That being said, this second part of the superset is some lower back extensions. So you're using that lower back extension kind of machine there just to have your feet locked in, and again have a good deep stretch at the bottom and then squeeze at the top through the glutes as well. Just kind of again get some blood into that lower back area, a little bit more rehab idea because I wasn't really using too much weight, just kind of my own body weight. And then going into these hamstring curls for the next one. Kind of a classic here, but I did again superset these with some other exercises, which you'll see coming up here in a second, which is the leg extension. So hamstring curls and leg extensions, I'll typically always superset just because they're a very isolated exercise. You can definitely fit them both in and still have plenty of energy kind of left up in your body to do both kind of back to back like this. A little bit more higher rep, higher volume here to finish it out. Again, just kind of forcing some blood into the quads and legs. Because this wasn't kind of your normal typical barbell squat type leg workout, I really wanted to make sure that my quads and hamstrings were still getting plenty of work while still saving up that lower back. So again, these exercises were a great option for me to, like I've kind of repeated myself here, take some tension off that lower back, change up our routine just a little bit. Like you've kind of been seeing in the past like week or so, I've kind of changed things up just a little bit. I wanted to throw in a little bit of some variation after the first like 10 days. Was pretty strict into that routine. Again, links are just here in the description so you guys can check out that whole workout outline video if you haven't already. But again, I really enjoyed today. It was really good to kind of feel some different exercises that I might not typically have done, or I might have only done as like a warm-up and not actually done as like full working sets. So again, it felt really good on my lower back. I still have like a little bit of some tension and a little bit of some kind of tight muscles from yesterday, which I'm sure are gonna start getting sore any second now. But the goal was to decompress that spine, and I think we accomplished that for today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like down. It really helps me out and shows me that you guys are enjoying this content, as well as, like I said before, subscribe with those notifications on. You don't want to be missing out on the next half of this 30-day transformation. And I'm gonna start throwing in some more nutrition stuff. You may even see a little post on my Facebook page, which, by the way, go ahead and follow. The links will be in the description, about some nutrition updates tonight or tomorrow morning, again, depending on when I can get into the kitchen and do that meal prep. But as always, thank you guys so much. Follow me on the Instagram as well. Funny stuff coming throughout the day on that, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, team. Peace.